Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into the latest drama from 90 Day Fiancé, and trust me, it's one you don't want to miss. We're talking about Matt and the shocking twist in his love life. If you've been following the show, you know Matt has been at the center of some serious controversy, and things have just gotten even crazier. So, let's start from the beginning. Matt first appeared on 90 Day Fiancé with Jasmine. Fans quickly noticed that he seemed charming, but there were always hints that he wasn't entirely upfront about his intentions. Jasmine fell for him, and their story seemed sweet at first. However, behind the cameras, Matt's actions painted a different picture. Over time, viewers started noticing inconsistencies in Matt's behavior. There were moments where he seemed distant, secretive, and sometimes even dishonest. Some of the cast and even fans speculated that he wasn't fully committed to his relationship with Jasmine. And unfortunately, recent developments seem to confirm those suspicions. According to sources close to the show, Matt has now married someone new. Yes, you heard that right. After all the drama and heartbreak on 90 Day Fiancé, Matt apparently moved on, and it happened fast. The identity of his new wife has been revealed, and fans are stunned. This news has created a whirlwind online, with people expressing shock, disappointment, and even outrage. The big question everyone is asking is, did Matt cheat on Jasmine? While the timeline is still a bit unclear, there are reports suggesting that things between Matt and Jasmine were rocky even before his new relationship came into the picture. Some insiders say that there were signs of flirtations and interactions outside of his relationship with Jasmine. This, of course, adds fuel to the fire and leaves fans feeling betrayed on Jasmine's behalf. Now, let's talk about the reactions. Social media has been buzzing with people weighing in. Many fans feel that Jasmine deserves better and that Matt's behavior was unfair and disrespectful. Comments across platforms are full of people expressing their disappointment, with some even calling for the show to address the situation more directly. There are also those defending Matt, saying that we don't know the full story and that relationships are complicated. Either way, it's clear that this development has stirred up strong emotions among viewers. The reveal of Matt's new wife has also sparked curiosity about her. From what we know, she is stylish, confident, and seems to have captured Matt's attention completely. Some fans are comparing her lifestyle and personality to Jasmine's, noting differences and similarities. It's interesting to see how quickly life can change and how relationships on reality TV can evolve in unexpected ways. Of course, this news also raises questions about the show itself. 90 Day Fiancé has always been about love, cultural differences, and the challenges of long-distance relationships. But Matt's story highlights another side of the reality TV experience, the drama, secrets, and heartbreak that happen behind the scenes. For fans, it's a reminder that what we see on camera is only part of the story. Another aspect to consider is Jasmine's response. While she hasn't made a full public statement yet, fans are hoping that she finds peace and clarity. Many have expressed support for her, noting that she deserves happiness and honesty. It's tough to see someone go through this kind of betrayal, especially in the public eye, and the support from fans shows how invested people are in her well-being. Matt, on the other hand, seems to be moving forward with his new wife. While some might criticize him, others are simply curious about how this new chapter in his life will unfold. Will it last? Will there be more drama revealed later on the show? These are the questions everyone is asking, and it looks like we'll have to wait and see. What's interesting about the situation is how quickly things escalated. From his time with Jasmine to marrying someone new, Matt's life seems to have taken a fast turn. This has sparked a lot of debate about the authenticity of relationships on reality TV. Are people really in love? Or are some of these relationships more about attention, opportunity, or convenience? Fans love to speculate, and Matt's story is a perfect example of how unpredictable and dramatic reality TV relationships can be. It's also worth noting how the show's producers handle situations like this. They have a delicate balance to maintain between entertainment and respecting the personal lives of the cast. Matt's story is now part of that narrative, and we can expect that future episodes will touch on it in some way. Whether it's through flashbacks, interviews, or confrontations, this revelation is going to shape the next season of the show. For fans who've been rooting for Jasmine, this is definitely a tough moment. She seemed genuinely invested in her relationship, and seeing Matt move on so quickly is heartbreaking. But it's also a reminder that people deserve honesty in relationships. While Matt's actions may have caused pain, it's a lesson in staying true to oneself and recognizing when a partnership isn't working. At the same time, the reveal of Matt's new wife adds a whole new layer of intrigue. Reality TV thrives on surprises, and this development is no exception. Fans are now curious to see how the new couple interacts with the rest of the cast, how Jasmine reacts publicly, and whether there will be any fallout from this revelation. The story is far from over, and it's likely we'll see more twists and turns as everything unfolds. In the end, Matt's journey is a mix of drama, romance, and controversy. From his early days on 90 Day Fiancé with Jasmine to now marrying someone new, it's been a roller coaster for viewers. The key takeaway here is that reality TV often shows us the highs and lows of love, and sometimes the reality is much more complicated than we expect. So, what do you think about this shocking turn of events? Were you surprised to hear that Matt has a new wife? How do you feel about the timeline and the possibility that he may have cheated on Jasmine? It's definitely a story that has sparked debate, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, let's dive a little deeper into what this all means for the fans of 90 Day Fiancé. Over the years, the show has built a loyal following because viewers get invested in the relationships. They cheer when love succeeds and feel the heartbreak when things go wrong. Matt's story, especially this latest twist, has reminded everyone why they can't look away. It's fascinating to see how reality TV creates these intense emotional connections. Even though viewers know it's partly staged and edited, the feelings people experience are real. Fans feel protective of Jasmine because they've seen her heart on screen. They've watched her laugh, cry, and hope for the future. So when news breaks about Matt moving on, it hits hard. The emotional investment people make in these shows makes every revelation feel personal. Another point to consider is the way social media amplifies everything. Before platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, fans might have learned about Matt's new wife months later, if at all. Now, news spreads instantly. Every post, every comment, and every fan reaction becomes part of the narrative. This constant online attention adds pressure on the cast and makes the drama even more intense. In Matt's case, fans are dissecting every photo, every social media post, trying to piece together the timeline of events. Let's talk about Jasmine again for a moment. One of the things that stands out about her story is her resilience. Even though she's going through something extremely difficult, she continues to focus on her life and her goals. Fans are inspired by her strength, and many are cheering for her to find happiness on her own terms. Her story is a reminder that even in the midst of heartbreak, people can grow, learn, and move forward. On the flip side, Matt's situation raises questions about accountability. When someone behaves in a way that hurts others, it sparks conversation about responsibility, honesty, and respect in relationships. Some fans are calling out his actions, arguing that cheating or being dishonest should have consequences. Others are more neutral, pointing out that relationships are complex and that the full story might not be public yet. Either way, Matt's story is a lesson in how our choices affect not just ourselves, but everyone around us. Now, let's consider the future. With Matt's new marriage, there are a few possibilities for what might happen next. First, we could see more interactions between the original cast and the new couple. This could lead to confrontations, emotional interviews, or even unexpected alliances. Reality TV thrives on these moments, and producers are likely aware that this storyline will keep viewers hooked. Second, Jasmine might choose to share more of her side of the story. Fans are eager to hear her perspective, whether through social media, interviews, or perhaps even a future season of the show. Her voice matters, and her reaction could change how the audience views the situation. Will she speak out about Matt's actions? Will she focus on her personal growth instead? Only time will tell, but either scenario will be compelling television. Another interesting aspect is the role of Matt's new wife. How she navigates this attention will be crucial. On one hand, she might embrace the spotlight and use it to share her own story. On the other, she might prefer privacy, which could create tension with fans and the media. Either way, her presence adds a new layer to the narrative, making the story even more complex and intriguing. This situation also sparks a broader discussion about relationships on reality TV. Shows like 90 Day Fiancé often highlight cultural differences, personal struggles, and romantic challenges. But Matt's story reminds us that there's also a human element. People make mistakes, have complicated feelings, and sometimes act selfishly. It's easy to judge from the outside, but the reality is that every relationship has its ups and downs. This nuance is part of what makes the show so addictive. For viewers, the takeaway might be different depending on who you relate to. Some may empathize with Jasmine, feeling anger or sadness at how she was treated. Others might be curious about Matt, wondering why he made the choices he did and how he'll handle the consequences. And then there are those who are just along for the ride, enjoying the drama and speculation that comes with reality TV. It's also worth noting how these stories affect the perception of love and relationships in the real world. Reality TV often blurs the line between entertainment and reality. While viewers might watch for fun, it also shapes their ideas about trust, commitment, and communication. Matt's story, in particular, serves as a cautionary tale about honesty and the importance of respecting the people we care about. Looking ahead, fans are already predicting what might happen next season. Will Matt's past with Jasmine come up? Will there be tension between the old and new couples? How will the producers handle this sensitive topic? Reality TV thrives on these cliffhangers, and Matt's storyline is a perfect example of why fans keep tuning in. At the same time, it's important to remember the human side of the story. Behind the cameras and the drama, these are real people experiencing real emotions. Jasmine's heartbreak, Matt's choices, and his new wife's reactions are all part of a bigger picture of love, mistakes, and personal growth. For viewers, this is what makes reality TV compelling. It's messy, emotional, and unpredictable, just like real life. Finally, let's take a moment to reflect on what fans can take away from this story. First, honesty matters in every relationship. Second, personal growth can come from difficult experiences. And third, life doesn't always follow the script we expect. Matt's journey, while controversial, reminds us that love is complicated and sometimes unpredictable. So, as we continue to follow Matt, Jasmine, and everyone involved, it's clear that the drama isn't over. There are still questions to be answered, emotions to be explored, and stories to unfold. Fans will continue to debate, analyze, and speculate about every detail. And as always, we'll be here to bring you the latest updates, reactions, and insights from the world of 90 Day Fiancé. Now, let's explore some of the fan reactions in more detail. Social media has been buzzing nonstop since news about Matt's new wife surfaced. On Instagram and Twitter, fans are leaving comments ranging from shock to anger, and some are even expressing sympathy for Jasmine. Many have been using hashtags to show support for her, while others are sharing memes and reaction videos poking fun at Matt's rapid transition from one relationship to the next. Some fans are calling Matt out for what they see as a pattern of dishonesty. Comments like "Matt always plays both sides" or "Jasmine deserved better" are everywhere. Others are more analytical, breaking down the timeline and trying to figure out if his actions could be considered cheating. It's clear that people are invested not just in the drama, but in holding reality TV stars accountable for their behavior. Meanwhile, Jasmine has largely remained quiet, which fans are interpreting in different ways. Some see her silence as a sign of strength, believing she's taking the high road and focusing on herself rather than engaging in online drama. Others hope that she'll eventually speak out to tell her side of the story, giving fans a fuller picture of what really happened. Either way, her silence has added to the suspense and intrigue surrounding this situation. The reveal of Matt's new wife also opens up questions about her story. Who is she? How did she meet Matt? And what does this mean for the broader narrative of the show? Early reports suggest that she's confident, stylish, and seems to share some of Matt's interests and lifestyle. Fans are already speculating about how she fits into the reality TV world and whether we'll see her appear on future episodes. The mystery around her identity has fueled curiosity, with people searching social media for clues and trying to piece together the puzzle. Now, let's take a step back and look at why this story resonates so much with viewers. 90 Day Fiancé isn't just about couples trying to navigate long-distance relationships. It's also about drama, cultural differences, and the challenges of merging lives under unusual circumstances. Matt's story is a perfect example of how these dynamics can play out in unexpected ways. It's messy, it's emotional, and it's exactly the kind of storyline that keeps people talking. This situation also highlights the unique pressures of being on reality TV. Cast members are under constant scrutiny, both from the producers and from fans. Every action, every post, every word is analyzed and sometimes misinterpreted. For Matt, marrying someone new so soon after his relationship with Jasmine naturally drew intense attention and criticism. It's a reminder that life in the spotlight comes with challenges that most of us don't experience in our day-to-day lives. Speaking of challenges, one of the biggest questions people have is whether Matt and his new wife's relationship will last. Reality TV relationships are notoriously unpredictable. Some couples thrive under the pressure, while others quickly unravel. Fans are watching closely to see if this marriage is genuine or if it's another dramatic twist in the world of 90 Day Fiancé. Only time will tell, but it's safe to say that everyone is curious. It's also worth noting that this story has sparked a larger conversation about trust and communication in relationships. Many fans are reflecting on what it means to be honest with your partner and the consequences of breaking that trust. Matt's situation is a cautionary tale, showing that even in the glamorous world of reality TV, choices have real consequences. Jasmine's heartbreak is a reminder that emotional honesty is crucial, and fans are empathizing with her as they process the situation. Another interesting angle is how the media has covered the story. Entertainment outlets have been reporting on the marriage and the speculation around Matt's behavior. Headlines range from factual reporting to sensationalized takes, but all of them show just how much public interest there is in this drama. Reality TV thrives on attention, and Matt's story has become a perfect example of why fans can't look away. For the show itself, this development could shape the next season in major ways. Producers love a good storyline, and Matt's past with Jasmine, combined with his new marriage, is rich material for drama. We might see interviews, confrontations, or even special episodes dedicated to addressing the situation. For fans, this means more twists and turns, and for the cast, it means navigating complex emotions in front of the cameras. It's also fascinating to think about the long-term impact on Jasmine. While this is undoubtedly a painful chapter in her life, it could also be a turning point. Many fans are rooting for her to find new love, pursue personal goals, and rebuild her life on her own terms.